Morning. Welcome to morning meeting. So here's what's on my mind this morning. It's story time. So here's what happened. Last night, I walked into our kitchen and my cat was acting a little weird and I'm looking at him like, what the hell? What's going on? And then I heard this sound. I'm like, Harry, what is it? And he is intent on this one spot near a cabinet. I'm like, and he's just looking and he doesn't want to move and very still and listening. I'm like, ooh. Now, I had suspected that there was a mouse in our house for the last several days, but I couldn't find it, right? I kept hearing something, but I wasn't really sure. So I opened up the cabinet door very slowly, and there's a freaking mouse in the cabinet. And it just looked at me and then scurries away. I'm like, shit. So I'm trying to get the things out of the cabinet and all of this. And of course, no mouse. So I get the things out and there's no mouse. And then I realize, oh yeah, there's like this old outlet thing at the back of this cabinet that I completely forgot about, which is how the freaking mouse is getting away, right? It's going in there because, they can flatten themselves. They're so annoying. Cute little buggers, but just annoying. They're little field mice, right? Okay, so now I've got evidence. Well, I had evidence before, which is what was making me suspect, but now I've seen the mouse. I know there's a little mouse in the house. I'm like, okay, game on. So I leave the kitchen. The cat is in the kitchen. Harry's in, now he's extremely watchful. He's just on alert, high alert, right? Which means the mouse isn't going to show itself now, right? I mean, that's just, they know the cat is there. Why would they come out, right? It could be a death sentence for the mouse. They're not stupid. That's why we do experiments with them. They're not stupid. Okay, so I wait a little bit longer and I walk back into the kitchen and I'm just right by our stove. A freaking mouse runs across right in front of my feet and goes underneath the refrigerator. I'm like, what the? So now I'm thinking, there's two of them. There's two. What the hell am I going to do? There's two. So I'm like, okay, we really need to up our game here. This is what I'm saying, Harry. You need to be the mouser that I know you can be. Now, if you ever thought that cats and mice have an antagonistic relationship, like Tom and Jerry and all that, yeah, that's not entirely accurate at all. And I know this for a fact. I mean, never mind Harry and what he's not doing, like not doing his job right now. But we used to have a cat that was an outdoor cat that we eventually let come inside. But it was an outdoor cat, and we called it Gray Cat because it was gray. I know, really creative. Cute little cat, little small female cat. Well, we had put food outside and we had cameras on the building or inside the building where this food was because we had a bunch of cats that we had rehomed. They were cats that needed to be relocated and they're all meant to be outside. We live in the country, so they're all meant to be outside, but we had to keep them in a certain spot for like a 2-week period to just help them settle. And so that's where this food was. And Gray Cat had found her way in there and was sharing her cat food with a mouse. And we have this recorded, right? So Gray Cat's just kind of sitting there and a mouse comes up to the tray and just starts nibbling and Gray Cat's just kind of looking at it like, oh yeah, feel free. And she was a mouser. She really was. She would bring us mice. That was how she actually earned her place inside the house. It was because she started to do that. Smart cat right there. We had another cat, Dobby, who unfortunately died several months back. And Dobby also became quite the little mouser. And he wouldn't play with the mice. He would go after them, kill them, and bring them and say, here you go. Harry, on the other hand, likes to just watch and play with the mice. No antagonistic relationship at all. And I mean, to be honest, Gray Cat and Dobby, they killed them because they wanted to be able to have their place in the house, right? Dobby was already a house cat, but there was some hierarchy stuff going on that was upsetting him. At any rate, that's a whole other story. So Harry is just sitting there watching the freaking mouse, right? So I leave the kitchen again. I'm like, okay, I got to come up with something. And I'm communicating with my husband. I'm like, he's like, well, do you have any mouse traps? I'm like, mouse traps. Because we used to have a bunch and now we don't. And so I was like, wait, I think I bought some. But before I went over into the lounge building to get them, I walk into the kitchen and there's Harry again, and his nose is at the base of the pantry door again. I'm like, oh shit. So I open the door and a mouse scurries from the pantry closet to the refrigerator. And now I'm thinking, oh my God, are there three? Are there three? How am I going to do this? Are there three of them? Now, honestly, I don't think there's actually three of them. I think that every time Harry walks away, it's just sort of darting between places. That's what I think is happening. Because obviously the pantry closet has some food in it. And so the mouse is trying to get to the food. Now, the area where it's getting to, it can't get to any food. There's nothing there for it to get into. Because if you live out in the country, this stuff is totally normal. When it gets cold, the field mice start to try and find their way into your home so that they can get warm. So we've been here for 17 years, so this is not new, right? And usually, as I said, we've had enough cats around that it hasn't been an issue. But we're down to one cat, and he apparently likes them. So clearly, this is an issue now. Clearly, this is going to be a problem trying to get this mouse or these. If there's three of them, which, like I said, I don't think there's three of them, but there's definitely one, and he's a busy little mofo. He's just busy. So went over to the lounge building because I knew I had some over there, and I brought them over, and I'm trying some traps that I've never tried before. And this one is sort of a round trap, and you put the bait in it, cover the bait, and then you have to twist it, and then you set it very gently, and it's put it on the ground where you think they are. So I have two of these, and I put them in one in the pantry closet and one over by the refrigerator. And I'm thinking, okay, good. Problem is, Harry won't leave the kitchen, right? And so even though the mouse is running in front of him and he can't seem to catch it because Harry's a little overweight. That's actually true. And he is older, But he tried, he tried to go after the one that scurried across the floor from the pantry to the refrigerator. He did try. He just didn't make it. He just didn't get it. But he's on alert, so now he won't leave that space, or at least last night he wouldn't leave the space, and so they're not going to come out when they obviously really know, oh, that cat's there, because they know they can smell it, right? So I said, Harry, you need to leave the room so that we have a chance of catching them. You just need to leave the room. And I don't know if he listened. So then this morning, I wake up and starting to get ready, and Harry comes into the bedroom because I don't let him come into the bedroom. So he came into the bedroom because obviously I opened the door, and he sprawls out on the rug. I said, "Wait a minute, did you do your job? Have you caught them? Have you done anything?" And he meows, and he looks at me, gets up, and he starts coming over to me like, "Oh, but they're so fast." So I was eager to come downstairs and see what the deal was. Came down, checked both traps, no mice. None. Not even a single one. So I'm thinking, okay, so what the hell was Harry doing all night? Because he clearly didn't catch him. Because if he had caught them, he would have left the mouse somewhere where I would have seen it, right? He would have been like, ta-da, here is your gift. That's what he would have done. But no, that wasn't what happened. And so now I'm going to be going through the whole day trying to figure out how do I catch the mouse or the two of them or the three of them if there's freaking three of them. How am I going to do this? And I'm like this close to going to the cat shelter because we have one and be like, just give me 3 of your best mousers and put them in the house and let them go. That's how close I am to this. Even though I said, no, we're not getting any more cats or dogs or anything right now because our dog also passed away a couple months back. We had to put him down. He was very sick. So we're down to this one cat, and Harry just isn't doing his freaking job right now. Oh, it's going to be a long day. See ya.